Hey everyone, it is I, the Candy Cup Tweez, and welcome back to an episode of Recap Races, episode number 8 for the 2025 County Cup 3 season. First off, sorry for no Candy Pro video this week, I couldn't get one out, unfortunately, but we'll get the Candy Cup Tweez one out just so you got something to watch, hopefully. So, the next 5 races, the last 5 races of the season, before the championship race, you got one Super Speedway, a couple intermediates, a couple short tracks. Without further ado, let's get into them. Kicking things off with race 32, which took us to Kansas Speedway. And as usual, we had one of them classic Kansas finishes that have happened quite recently in recent Kansas lore. It was a fight out between Perkins and Gracie after Evie Williams, the dominant car of the day, ran out of fuel with 6 laps to go. Perkins and Gracie, who had pitted during the last caution flag to top up on snook and fuel, battled for the race win at Kansas. It was in a photo finish that allowed Cameron Perkins to take the victory away from Gracie, ending what could have been a 3-race streak for her. So close, she comes home P2. Big win for Perkins, as obviously in the last episode, Gracie had taken the points lead away from Perkins. Perkins definitely ate into that points lead quite a bit this race. Well, only by 10 points, but still, 10 points is still good, you know. You never know. We'll never know when we see the points later on in this video. Gracie comes home second, so close to going 3 in a row after winning back-to-back at Bristol and New Hampshire. She comes home P2. Ashley Strong finished in P3, always good at Kansas. Megan Bell P4. Ethan Huss probably got top 5 in intermediate, which is surprising about how bad he's been at them this year. Ashton Jackson 6th, Abigail Penland 7th. Millie Boyle surprised he managed to make it all the way to the end, coming in 8th. Chelsea Dale 9th and Zada Padfield around the top 10 in the 10th position. Other notable finishers like Ryan Cook surprised he got a 12th place finish in a Red Bull car. Jake Hodgkiss, Lewis Goodwin coming in 14th. Dylan Duffy, shout out to him, finishing P15 on lead lap still. Good for him. And Carl Little as well, first car 1 lap down, P17. Pretty good, you know, for Legacy Motor Club standards and Connor standards too. However, you do see a lot of big name drivers lap down like Alfie Cox, Ryan Wilkinson, Lewis Norman, Freddie Lama, Megan Rutt, Evie Williams, Macy Sparks, Lewis Braylett. Well, they all ran out of fuel. There was a caution around midway, coming to midway through the race. Midway through the third stage for Lewis Collins spin the back straightaway. That's what everyone decided to top off the snooker field, but it was unsure everyone could make it all the way to the end. Had a restart crash 2 laps after we waved the green flag to continue on the race between Alfie Lyons and Olivia Zaxton. That one took out Olivia Zaxton, unfortunately. Alfie Lyons will continue on. We'll get back on the racetrack. How he would be 32 laps down come the end of this race. A couple drivers, like I say, Cameron Gracie, they top on snooker field, kind of trying to see if they can make it all the way to the end. Other drivers did the same thing as well. However, guys like, Evie, they decided to stay on the racetrack. Gamble, see if they can make enough fuel. Didn't pay out so well. So guys like Alfie Cox finishing in 23rd, as a Prescott P18. Wilkins 23rd, continuing a very up and down year. Freddie Lama 25th, Maisie Sparrow 27th, 2 laps down. Lewis Braylett, Evie Williams dominant car of the day. Finished 29th, 2 laps down. Celebrate for her. Megan Rutt ran out of fuel. James McKenzie, talk about him in a second. He had other issues. Sophia Buckingham ran out of fuel. She ended up being 3 laps down. Just a tough break for London drivers. There was another crash happening in stage 2, but that happened with James McKenzie. It was squeezed going between him, Courtney Wright, and Elwyn Howes. That sent Courtney into the outside wall, collecting Elwyn. Both drivers ended up DNFing. Tough break for them. James McKenzie will continue on, however, he would only finish 3 laps down, as he did see a bit of damage in that wreck, so tough break for McKenzie. Erin Swallows was DNF too, I believe she had a kind of issue coming to the end of this race, so she ended up going behind the wall as well, so tough break for Erin. So that is it from Kansas. Cameron Perkins, with a fuel miners win, picks up the win here at Kansas in a finish over Gracie. Race 33 took us to the Charlotte Roval for our final road course race of the year, and it was a lackluster of a road course race. You see, this is why the Charlotte Roval is off the County Cup schedule next year, because, nothing happens at the Charlotte Roval. Hayden Motorsports absolutely destroyed the field out here today. Ryan Wilkinson picks up his 3rd win this season, finally becoming the first driver who is not named Cameron and Gracie to have more than 2 wins this season, so good for him. Again, Ryan Wilkinson is just a very up and down type season. One race do good, might win it. Next race, he'll probably DNF and run mid. So, again, a very up and down year for Ryan Wilkinson. But hey, picks up his 3rd win. Also, Santa Padfield comes in P2. It's more likely it could be down his final good chance to win a race this year, unless he plops up to win at Talladega in a minute, which we'll get to. But hopefully he doesn't go winless before the season ends. Ashley comes in P3 once again, as Prescott P4, as a Hendrick Motorsports 1, 2, 3, 4, and another road course. They finished 1, 2, 3, 4 at Road America last year. So good. So once again, Hit Motorsport showing that all four of those drivers are really good road course ringers. Another good road course winner, Riley Pope. He ends at your top 5. Good run for Riley. Again, this could more like it could be his final good run of the year because unless he plots up a good finish at Talladega, but again, won't see on that. The final race winner, Chelsea Liddell, comes in P6. Alfie Cox strong 7th. Lewis Loman 8th. Major Sparks 9th. And Evie Williams kind of rebounds from her finishing 2 laps down at the end, dominating the entire race of Kansas. Finishing top 10, not bad for her. Evan Hausner finished in P12. Alfie Line, he's used to get these road courses. If he's found it so far this year. Comes on P13. Decent run for him. Megan about 14th. Again, good run for her. 10 is Gracie Jackson and Cameron Perkins. Both of them struggled this race, surprisingly. Both of them got spun out in turn 7, surprisingly. Gracie was cause of one particular incident between her and Freya Lammer. Freya going to turn 7, Gracie going inside Freya, turned him around, sent him into the inside wall, I guess. Came back in front of the field, take out Jake Hodgkiss, Ashton Jackson got a piece of it along with Jacob Hughes. Ashton Medically Ricardo coming in P17. Jacob Hughes, on the other hand, did not only finish in P13, was the best he could do. And Jake, unfortunately, ended up being F-in, so tough break for him. Honorable mentions, I guess. We'll drive a bad run. Abigail Pentland, 23rd, no good run for her. Courtney Wright. I don't know what's up with Courtney. She's had some really bad races at the second half of the year. She's in good road courses. Only came out 24th. Yikes, not a good run for her. Monica Powell, shout out to her finishing P26, not a bad run for her. Ethan Hudd, whose road course skills continue to get worse and worse, but I think every race it feels like. Jacob Hughes, like I said, he struggled in 30th. And shout out to Laura Dawson, come out for a one-off race with Tommy Bowden Racing, comes home 34th, which is good for Tommy Bowden standards because they do kind of suck a bit. And that's kind of it. Not much else to say about Charlotte Race, but Ryan Wilson just kind of dominated and won. Race 34 took us to Las Vegas. And this race, once again, was between the Perkins and Evie Williams show. Something we haven't seen in quite some time because it's always been the Perkins and Gracie show this year. Evie Williams, once again, strong car, but Karen Perkins, it's Las Vegas. You know how good he is in Las Vegas. Got around it at the end, took the win away from him, picked up his 6th win of the season, again, tying Gracie again for most wins this season. Those two really just can't get away from each other, and it can't be now. Now, even in wins, they can't get away from each other. Great. Good for him. Definitely big win for him to catch up Gracie in points. Not so much for Evie Williams coming in P number 2. Coast for another win at the immediate, but only comes on P2. Oh well. Meaty Sparks comes in 3rd. Mackenzie with another good run in 4th, and Gracie Jackson makes the top 5. So thankfully, Gracie and Cameron had good runs this race, unlike the Charlotte Roval. Megan Bell 6th, Alfie Cox once again finishing P7, as Prescott 8th, Freya Lammer 9th. He won this race in the spring, and Peggy Bishop ranks top 10 in the 10th position. Ashley Hickman comes to 11th, Chelsea Liddell, Lewis Braylett. Millie Ball shout out to her finishing P14, and some of the nobles you kind of usually see down there. Some bad runs include Ryan Wilkerson. I told you, he's had a very up and down type season. One race will win, next race will run mid, and this is one of the examples. One last race, comes in 21st this race. Courtney Ray also ran mid, I don't know why. Diana Pavitt also ran pretty terrible. Usually Las Vegas is one of his better intermediates. And for some reason he comes home 24th. Bruh. Jake Hodgkiss also is starting to struggle at Las Vegas for some reason, comes on 25th. Not a good run for him either. Alfie Lyons also struggled this race, coming on 27th, a lap down. Ouch. Then a couple of cars DNF, both of them happened in stage number 3. All these incidents, actually, I think there was like, all incidents happened in the first stage. Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, apart from Alfie Lyons, who spun off turn 4 on lap 6, unfortunately. That was only incident that happened like in the first 2 stages. The first stage where everyone kind of got interested in. So with Thomas Kennett, who nearly ran to the back of Abigail Pentland while she was coming to pit road. Thankfully did not manage to miss her, but spun off turn 4, bringing out the caution flag. So thankfully didn't have another Ty Dillon, William Byron type LePage moment, or Haley Bennett and Katie Barrows type moment. Man, Las Vegas and turn 4 pit road do not go well together, don't they now? Especially this weekend. Yikes. On the restart, James Dougherty blew a tyre up in turn 1, slammed hard into the outside wall, car caught on fire. Thankfully, he did get out the car safely, and he was alright, but unfortunately, he ended up being the first DNF of the day. And Gary Schofield also DNF'd as well. He and Riley put it back a hard position. Tried down a bit too hard, got loose underneath him, slid down the back straightaway, slammed to the inside wall. Ended his day, tough break for Guy. And that's pretty much it. Cameron Perkins, Evie Williams, obviously went door to door for the race win, and led to Perkins taking the win away from her. So, good for Perkins, and that's really it, to be fair. Perkins wins at Vegas. And here we go, race 35, Talladega Super Speedway, everyone's favorite racetrack, unless you're a driver or a team. And once again, Dega does not disappoint, well, by racing. As for drivers, and that's another story. This race was hectic. First 2 stages, well, First stage was quiet. Second stage, third stage, that's where the action really picked up. It all started midway through in stage 3, well, in stage 2. Big crash when the RFK cars, Lewis Norman and Jake Hodgkiss got together, spun Lewis around, down to the bottom racetrack, clipped Ashley. She slammed her into the outside wall. Car caught on fire once again, but thankfully it wasn't. Thankfully she did come with her car, thankfully, so that was a good thing there. They also come back to take out both the Trackhouse cars of Lewis Braylett and Megan Ratt, also collecting the wreck, trying to avoid on the bottom. Connor Little, Asa Prescott got clipped as well. Just Lewis Goodwin as well. Lewis Goodwin also. No, Goodwin didn't get voted out, but Megan Ratt, Connor Little, Ashley Hickman, Lewis Norman, Jake Hodgkiss, Lewis Braylett all got taken out on that wreck. It's a tough break for them. I'm pretty sure Ryan Cook also got involved along with Cody Butler, but they continued on the race. Their cars wasn't too damaged up, so they managed to continue on. However, they did finish one lap down, so tough break for him. Lewis Goodwin behind the wall due to mechanical issues in start of stage number 3. Tough break for him. He usually got these types of racetracks. Maisie Sparks got turned during green flag during a pit stop cycle, trying to block the Chevys of Ryan Wilkinson, and Gracie Jackson. Came a bit too high, got turned off the right bumper of Ryan Wilkinson, slammed to the inside wall of turn 4, top break for her. All the Penske cars once again ran strong here at Dega. Actually, all come really dominant. Alfie Cox, Megan Bauer, Alpha Lions, Maisie Sparks, all good all day, but unfortunately Maisie was the first one to get taken out. How coincidental. At Talladega, it was both Alfies and Megan getting taken out in the big one at Daytona, and Maisie finished. And in this one, Maisie wrecked out and the other 3 finished. Coincidence? I think not, but top break for Maisie, and she finished in 36 this race. And then with about 5 laps to go, that's maybe that second mini big one when Olivia Jackson was bounced around in the middle of the racetrack. They were 4 wide bound for the win. She got turned mid-pack, taking out a couple cars with her. Ashton Jackson's down to Padfield, Asa Prescott, Millie Boyles, Elwyn Howells, James McKenzie, all got collected, along with Gracie Jackson as well. Big name taken out on that wreck. However, she did manage to continue on in the race. A few other cars that got spare damage in the wreck as well. I believe Jacob Hughes got a piece with it. He finished the race. Along with Lewis Braylett. Jalen Ducati, sorry. He finished 26th, unfortunately. James McKenzie was all over the place this race. He got involved in both wrecks. The car was all torn up. I want to stay on lead lap, though, in 27th, but at that point, he had just no race winning speed at all. But Gracie Jackson, she did rebound and finish 15th at the end, but this would be a big hidden points for her, might we add. As for the finish, as for the DNF, Alwyn, Millie, Elsa, Xander, Olivia, and National DNF on the wreck, so tough break for them. As for the finish, it came down between Alfie Cox and Ryan Wilson. It ended up being Alfie Cox finally picking up his first points win of the season. Not obviously won a Doris Daytona early in the year, but finally it's his first actual win this season. Big win for him. He finally breaks that winless streak from last year, so good for him. Ryan Wilson, again, up and down, comes in P2. Good run for him. Ava Williams, P3. Megan Bell, P4. Courtney Wright finally got a good run coming in 5th. Chelsea Delsiff. Katie Bowers, once again, showing her Super Speedway expert, comes in P7 in a Rico racing car. Thomas Kennett, this might be his final top 10 in his career before retirement. Coming in P8. Good run for him. Perkins 9th. And Liam Sheepman, shout out to him in another Rick Ware car, finishing top 10. Yes, you heard me right. Both Rick Ware racing cars got top 10s in a Kenny Cup race. Let that sink in for a minute. Other than over finish, Dom Hawkins comes in 14th, John Firm, Riley Willis comes in P18th, Evan Swallows comes in 16th in 25 going for Independent Motorsports. Rev Racing did unfortunately shut down their Cup Series, their Kenny Cup program. So Independent Motorsports gave Aaron a one-off for a race here at Talladega. I will skip ahead here for a second. At Phoenix this weekend, Hendrick does have an announcement for their Kenny Cup program, which is, it might be confirmed Evan Swallows is going to Hendrick Motorsports next year, but that is to be determined. There's no announcement has been made just yet, but if that is true, this might be a best chance. He comes in P16, so not a bad run for her on that Super Speedway tracks, so good for her. And that's basically it for Talladega. 11 finishes outside top 20. Alfie Lyons. He was actually leading. He got shoved back unfortunately for the middle. Coming to the end of this race, so unfortunately he couldn't gain back his track position. And then finished 22nd. Top rate for Alfie Lyons. Freddie Rose also in this race. He off Archie Price. Only finished 23rd and 24th and 25th respectively. So kind of a mad day for them. And that's it for Talladega. Alfie Cox picks up the win. And finally, race 36 took us to Martinsville Speedway, and some stuff happens. It wasn't like as chaotic as usual, but we had a repeat winner. Megan Bell picks up the win, her second win of the season. Team Penske goes back-to-back. Discount tire car for the Kenny Cup one, however. So at the weekend, Elsie Zanachuka won the Kenny Pro race. If you didn't see the community post on that. And then Megan Bell here wins the Cup race. Man, if only Ryan Blaney won the Cup race, then it would have been a discount tire dominance. Actually, that might be for the best, because that could lock the community out of the Final Four. But that's another story for another day. She had to hold off Gracie Jackson, who was really charging at the end of that race. All over a bumper of Megan, tried to get around her, but Megan somehow held her off for the race win. Second win of the year, good run for her. Gracie Jackson ends up finishing P number 2. Ethan Hard, he actually got spun out in stage 2. Battled all the way up through the pack, comes in P3, strong for Ethan. You can tell he had a good car, but unfortunately he didn't have track position really to show it. Van Wilson, P4. Kevin Perkins, top 5. That's decent for him, I guess. Alfie Lyons finally got a good finish at last, finishing P6. Run for him. He was top 10 basically all day. Jay Kowalski as well, good finish on P7. Peggy Bishop 8th. Courtney Wright, she won the spring race, comes home 9th. And Jacob Hughes around top 10 in the 10th position. Good run for him. Evan M finished up Megan Rutt for 12th. Lewis Goodrun 13th. Good run for him. Shout out to Riley Pope as well, finishing P20 in Monza race. A short track. Pretty impressive. Good for him. Other drivers, Lewis Norman, he struggled this race, unfortunately. Lewis Zaxton's surprised he struggled at the short track, which is not unusual because she's really good at the short track apparently recently, but not Monza, comes on P23. Ouch. Not good enough for her. And then they got a couple of cars that did get taken out this race. Lewis Collins finally got involved in another wreck. Basically got dumped by Riley Pope in turn. Cody Butler, he got 29 between turn 3 and 4, backed into the outside wall. Wasn't too badly damaged, but they took the car behind the wall for some reason, so top break for Lewis, I guess. Charles Liddell, the Toyota engines came back to bite her out. Blew an engine on the front straight. Went kablam, so brought the yellow for fluid. Ended up putting Chelsea behind the wall, top break for her. And then a big crash on the front straight when Freddie Lam was trying to clear up in front of Elwyn. Wasn't clear, got turned the front bumper of her, and then everyone else behind checked up, trying to avoid. It caused a multi-car pile-up. They only took out Freddie and Toby Buckingham, who unfortunately got taken out in the wreck too, so top break for him. Other drivers involved, Lewis Braylett, Abigail Pentland, Jagan Dougherty, Cody Butler and Brian Cook also got involved in the wreck as well. The rest would finish, minus Lewis, who did wreck out late. That did bring out the final caution of the day, so top break for Lewis. And Ashton Jackson, he also had an engine, some sort of mechanical issue as well. Though he did get back on the racetrack, however, he did finish 74 laps down, so top break for Ashton. And that's kind of it here for Martinsville. Megan Bell picked up her second win of the season. And so, if only one race left to the season ends, this is how we see the point standings. Well, for the top 2, I'm not bothering doing the rest of the field because we all know who's going to fight for championship. Perkins has retaken the points lead away from Gracie. However, only by 9 points. So, the championship race at Hunter is going to be very interesting. Perkins really, best hope Gracie does not win the race. If she doesn't, then Perkins only needs to finish 10th or better to lock up the championship. Or 9th or better. 9th or 10th better to win the championship if Gracie doesn't win the race. So, Gracie's best hope is that Perkins struggles to win the championship. But Perkins just needs to really stay top 10 most day, and then he'll lock up championship just like that. So, we'll see what happens at Hunter in 2 weeks' time. And that will do it for an episode of Recap Races, episode number 8 for the Kenny Cup Series. Next video will actually be both the Kenny Pro and Kenny Cup Series. We'll do them both in the same video. I'm not making 2 separate rules with 2 separate series. We'll combine both of them into one in the same video. So that will be in 2 weeks' time. So look out for that video. Anyways, that's us at the Kenny Cup Series. Stand up for now, and we'll see you all at the championship race at both Phoenix and Homestead for both Kenny Pro and Kenny Cup. This is after Kenny Cup Series. Stand up for now, though.